going on, everybody? Frank Fanelli coming at you from my garage. Great night here in Rochester. It's a little cold. Currently, Rat thinks this is about 52 in the garage. Got the heaters going. Gonna make this little video for you guys talking a little bit about Eastwood. If you guys don't know them, they're a really great company, the Eastwood company. I use them for a lot of my paints and materials and stuff. They sent me their CC500 and their P500, which is for primer and your base coat, clear coat here. Their new gun kit, part of their Elite series, and I'm going to open these things up, get them set and clean for you guys, and actually show you me using them and give you an evaluation of what I think about them. You know, they sent this out for me to try out for you guys. I'm not necessarily sponsored by them or anything. This is just my own independent review. You're going to open it up and see what it's all about. And just a cool sneak preview too. Here's some blue paint from what the color of my Roadrunner is going to be when I'm done painting it. Hopefully you guys can see that when it comes out. So the P500 is used for primers versus the CC500 used for your base coat, clear coat. So opening up the box, let's see what we got here. Spin it around. So we've got our instructions. The warning telling us to clean our gun, and that's right. What we're going to do is actually clean it because they'll send these guns in with stuff inside them to preserve them from going bad on you while they're sitting in storage, and you're always going to want to clean them out. Here's the gun itself. It's really nice. Let's open it up here. Initial reaction to it, it's really lightweight. Feels great in my hand. In comparison to my DeVille starting line gun, which is also a really great gun, definitely much lighter. You can also see, just kind of looking at them side by side, smaller in size. And for those of you who do paint cars and know what this is about, painting a car is a very strenuous and exhausting thing. It really is. At the end of a paint job, I'm sweating my butt off. So having something lighter in your hands, that when you're being that robot and painting that panel, I could see that being really beneficial. So that's cool. Let's put this down here. Comes with an air regulator. So this is great, so you can actually measure the airflow and the pressure at the gun when it's coming in. So we can thread on an inlet, and this would get threaded on here. You want this angled someplace where your wrist is not hitting this adjustment valve, so you're not messing it up, but you can also see it. So I'll probably put it something like that and cinch it down. Now, looks like it's also got a spare needle set, which is cool. So this is a 2.0, and what it comes with, I believe, is a 1.7. Yep, 1.7. So depending on the thickness of the material you're spraying, you might be needing to change out your needles. I think the 1.7 should be fine for doing this primer here. You've got an adapter here too for some different types of cups. A little gun cleaning kit, so that's really nice. And looks like there's nothing else left here in the box. And of course, you know, the paint canister itself too. So now what we're gonna do is get this cleaned out. You want something totally clean. Everything that we do in the painting process is surgical. You got to think of yourself almost like a doctor, surgically clean with everything that we're doing. So again, here as I'm holding this, though, it's a really nice feel. It's very balanced. You know, as it's sitting here in my hand, it's not really heavy one way or another. Obviously, it's going to be heavier once you've got the compressor hose connected, and it's going to kind of drag from the bottom. But it feels really good in my hand, and I think it'll spray really nicely. So we're going to set it here for right now in our cool guy holder. And then just looking at the P500 for your clear coats and base coat, same thing, directions, contents. You've got the gun, the regulator, the cleaning kit, the paint cup. So it's a really nice little package that this comes in. And you can see how they've marked also the cap here black versus silver to kind of give you a quick visual differentiation between the two guns when you've got them stored or something. So that's kind of cool. So right now we're going to just be using the primer gun because this is what I'm going to spray some primer tonight. So we'll go over cleaning this now.
Clean this gun out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the paint hopper here. I'm just going to give this a quick spray down with some aerosol injected cleaner. Spray a little in here. Now again, you don't necessarily have to use this. You can also use lacquer thinner or gun cleaner. And I'm going to get my paper towel. And I'm just going to wipe the whole inside of this thing down. Getting this clean too. The gun itself, to clean it, what we're going to do is actually run some of this through it. And that's why this aerosol injected cleaner is really handy. Otherwise, if you're just using your economy lacquer thinner bottle and pouring it in, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So we're going to come over here to the compressor. Actually clean it on the outside too, because again, we want to clean. Give it a little spray down. And now I'm going to spray here. So now that's a really quick way to start cleaning it. We're going to take this apart real quick. And this is the part everybody who paints, including myself, dreads. It's kind of a pain in the butt. We don't want to do this cleanup. We just want to do the fun part of actually painting and then not worry about this, but kind of have to. So again, we want to be clean. Setting this down here. We're going to remove the fluid tip. We're going to remove the fluid needle. Make sure you don't lose that spring. Pull backwards. And now you need the little key, which comes here in this part.
The respirator off, so hopefully you guys can hear me better. So now we're going to remove the nozzle. And that's it. Your gun is essentially disassembled right now. And this is the same process we're going to use when we're done painting to clean this thing out too. Here's our aerosol injected cleaner. Spray all in here. Getting all this stuff cleaned up, sprayed up. It's all out. Making sure we got no contamination. Now the gun is essentially clean. You could also fill this up completely with, lacquer thinner and soak it in there. We're going to spray down our tip all the way from the inside, getting in all these nooks and crannies. Same thing here from the nozzle. Getting all those little holes. The needle, fluid needle. Now we're going to run this right along the paper. Get that thing all clean. You see that stuff that just came off there? That would have potentially ruined a paint job. So this is definitely the protecting stuff that they put on it, from when it's created to keep it from rusting, even though this is stainless steel pushing directly over the tip. As you can see, a little came off right there. I had mist on the tip. Being very thorough. This is a surgical process. Because again, any of these contaminants in here could lead to fish eyes and ruining your paint job. So now I'm satisfied that this has been cleaned, and what we're going to do is reassemble our gun. Our nozzle, and you can see that it's also marked 1.7. And when we're tightening this back down, you want it to be snug, but you don't want to go super duper tight that you can't get this off again. So nice and right about there, snug, no leaks. Fluid tip going back on, and you want this to be nice and horizontal. If you get this thing crooked, then your spray pattern is going to go out like this. If we were like this, your fan would be coming at you this way. So depending on how you want to paint, usually your fan pattern is going to be vertical, which means you're going to set these two pieces of the tip horizontally. Our needle is going in through the back, light bit of pressure, it goes all the way forward, and you can see here as it comes to the front, as it seats up against right there. Spring, and then your spring retainer / adjuster. So again, we messed with this before. I'm going to keep going forward until you just barely feel it start pushing against the trigger right there. That's where I like it. So now you get a full swing, your full fluid motion. So now this gun is clean and we are ready to actually use this thing. Now notice this gun coming right out of the package, all of your adjustments are all the way in. So here's your air pressure regulator, your flow, and this is your fan. Let's talk about your air pressure. This is what's controlling the air coming into the gun. We're gonna, you hear how it's barely coming out right now? We're gonna go all the way out till this bottoms out, and then I'm gonna turn it back another about half turn. So now we got full flow, right? This gun requires 9.5 CFM, like we already discussed, which we can hit easily at 30 to 40 PSI to the gun. Right now, I've got the gun set at, where are we at here? At 40, right? But this is not actually where we need to be. This is 40 at the gun without the trigger pulled. Trigger pulled, look at what we're getting here. About 15. So you need to crank this up right about here. That's 30. And that feels about right. And I can actually feel that airflow is coming out like a straight shot too. So now we're going to talk about adjusting our flow. So you're going to want to pull this, adjust this all the way back, and you'll notice that this trigger will go further back as you adjust your needle flow. This is what's controlling how much fluid is coming out of your tip. If you have this all the way forward, you're just going to get a little bit of speckles coming out of this gun. So we're going to pull this all the way back and look at the handle as it's going backwards. See that? So almost to where the back side of this part of the handle is bottoming out against the gun. And then maybe I'll come forward about just to where I start feeling the tip move that trigger forward. You see that? We're all the way back, bottomed out. Now it's just barely moving it forward. So now you know you got a full pull. When you're pulling this trigger all the way back, full pull, right? But still, I can feel this air coming out. It's kind of shooting out as a straight little point right now because we don't have our fan adjusted. That's something that's better to show you guys actually with some primer in it, but we've got a really kind of straight line coming out because we haven't adjusted our fan pattern yet. Watch as this is going to shoot straight out and give you a real bullet shot like that. See that? That is not the way that you want your fluid to come out of your gun. What you're looking for is a nice elliptical shape. It's going to look kind of like a football. So let's adjust this out. And let's see. Now let's see what happens. Okay, saw how we got two heavy spots up top and nothing in the middle? That was a great demonstration actually of being a little bit too much on the reverse side. The first one, as we saw, you get a straight bullet in the middle, which is too much fluid in the front. And this here, you get it really heavy on the top and the bottom and no fluid in the middle. And that's bad. So now we know we still need to kind of find someplace happily in the middle. So see that? A real nice shape. Looks like we're getting really great atomization from this gun too on that lacquer thinner. No, that looks awesome. Getting this thing prepped so I can spray a little primer on here and show you guys how that gun works.
Again, I'm just shooting a small amount here just to test this out. See how it does. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And I'm already starting to run out, but you can see how great that laid down. Wow, it's like glass. Hoping you guys could see that. That laid down perfectly. This gun is awesome. That's the nicest I've ever seen primer lay down. That's really nice. And you can kind of see the light. We say walking the light. That looks really good. I'm really impressed with this gun. And you can see just from that little spray, got a little bit of stuff up in the air. So what I'm going to do right now is open my door, get a little ventilation in here. But I am thoroughly impressed. This gun is awesome. Primer again. I mean, it went down like glass. That went down so smooth. I mean, you can see little specks in there from little stuff from obviously, you know, I didn't prepare this quite like I would if I was doing this for real. But it laid down perfect. Really nice. Material. Ah. Material. And it ran out. But you can see how clean that just laid right down. It's flashing off pretty good actually, and it looks like it laid down really nice. I love it.
So my face is probably all messed up from the respirator, but overall, I'm really honestly impressed with this gun. It laid down super smooth, shot out laser straight, went down like glass. Very impressed with this Eastwood. It's a great product. So you got your P500 for your primer. You got the CC500, which is going to be for your base coat. Excellent stuff. You can see how it just laid down. Really nice. So go ahead and when these come available, I would definitely recommend getting yourself a set of these guns. And I hope that this video overall was very helpful to everybody. And Leave me some feedback, let me know, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.